All right, so I have a dolphin that has this DNA sequence right here. So what we're going to do with his DNA sequence is we're going to use transcription to convert it to mRNA. This is done by taking T's and turning them to U's, starting with our start codon. ATG is going to be our start codon, and we're going to keep going until we find our stop codon. So now we have our 5 amino acids, and we're going to translate them to amino acids. So we have our mRNA, and we're going to translate it to our 5 amino acids. Now I'm going to go over our 4 different single nucleic acid mutations, point mutations in my DNA sequence. So for mutation A, we see right here, our mutation happens from ATT to ATC. So we look at our RNA version of this, so it's AUU to AUC. We look at our coding dictionary and we see that it's the same amino acid, meaning that this is a silent mutation. A silent mutation means that it codes for the same amino acid. We go from T to C. This is transition because we stay within the same ring structure. For mutation B, we go from TGA to TGG. So this is UGA for RNA, UGA to UGG. We look at our coding dictionary. We see that we have a stop codon and it turns into an amino acid. This is a read-through mutation. So a stop codon changes into a codon that codes for an amino acid. We go from A to G. This is transition because, again, we're staying within the same ring structure. Mutation C. We see that we go from TGG to TAG. So we're going to look at our RNA strand, so UGG to UAG. We're going to look at our coding dictionary. We see that we go from an amino acid to a stop codon. This is going to be a nonsense mutation. A nonsense mutation is simply an amino acid codon, or a codon that becomes a stop codon. We go from G to A. This is transition because, again, we see we're staying within that ring structure. And lastly, we have our D mutation. So we go from ACT to AGT. And we're going to look ACU to AGU. We go from one amino acid to another. This is Missense mutation, meaning that the amino acid changes. We go from C to G. This is transversion because it changes to a different ring structure. Thank you for watching my video on point mutations. My references are the textbook, Genetics, A Conceptual Approach by Benjamin Pierce.